Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this live trading webinar. How are you guys doing today? I hope everyone had a great weekend and got some rest. So, Maria said, good morning, all. Good morning, Maria. Cherry. Good morning, Cherry. Larry. Good morning, Theo. It's a sunny morning in London today. Is it sunny where you are? Oh, Larry, my friend, here in Cyprus, we are burning here. It's over 30 degrees. Ernest said, good morning. Good morning, Ernest. Ion said, good morning. Good morning, Ion. Radu said, good morning, Theo. Good morning, my friend Radu. Nick said, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Nick. Janice said, good morning. Good morning, Janice. Musonda said, good morning. Good morning, Musonda. X-Man, how are you doing, my friend? Good morning, X-Man. Darshan, good morning. Good morning, Darshan. Senjik said, good morning, everyone. Good morning, my friend Senjik. Well, let's get started. First, the risk-free warning. This content is for general information only and is not intended to provide trading or investment advice or personal recommendations. In a few hours from now, you will be able to listen to the weekly podcast, the fundamental analysis. And if you are new here and you haven't downloaded your mobile application, please make sure you do that. So just very quickly, as it's Monday and I haven't uploaded the podcast yet. First event for the day, major event, let's say, in China, inflation rate. It was 0.2%, and the forecast estimated to have it at 0.2%, but it came out as 0%. And tomorrow we're going to have the National Australian Bank reporting some insights about business performance, then the unemployment rate in the UK, and economic sentiment index in Germany that can affect the euro. On Wednesday, I will go through in the podcast and explain about the inflation in the US and Canadian. Bank of Canada will decide about the interest rates this week, and surprisingly, we can see a rise to 5%. Last week, the Reserve Bank of Australia didn't raise interest rates. The expectancy was to take them to 4.5%, but they didn't do that. On Thursday, some events here, trade of balance and the consumer sentiment in Michigan. On Friday for the US, we will talk more on the podcast. So let's find the platform. Guys, are you currently in any trading now? Are you trading something? For me, the two trades I had last week on the Japanese yen, both of them played out. I got some good winners last week, but also I had two losing trades as well. So my overall for last week, just for your reference, it's a recap. It was, I had Euro and New Zealand. I took a bullish engulfing on the 4-hour chart, and I had a losing trade, so I was minus 1%. And I had another losing trade in which currency pair was that? Trying to remember anyway. I had another losing trade, so minus 1% there. And then I had two winners. It was the USDJPY, and it gave me plus 3%, and the Canadian dollar CAD USD, CAD JPY, and that was another plus 3%. So overall, I am for the last week plus 4%. Now, I don't measure my performance per week because maybe some weeks I don't have trades played out, or I don't get into any trades because I don't have the setup. I do it on a monthly basis, but that week was a pretty much active week. That's why I'm sharing them from now. So US pound against the US dollar, we are at this resistance. So market is topping here. If you see the top, I'm not that good to draw vertical lines. Let's try this one. So about 3 weeks to 4 weeks length between the two tops, and that's a valid double top. For technical analysis, we consider this as a valid double top because the distance between the two tops, it has at least 3 to 4 weeks. And therefore, we can look for some rejection for price action traders. Any rejection here can be utilized to the short side. What I will be waiting, therefore, is for my catalyst, and my catalyst is the bearish engulfing from resistance. So I will keep an eye today. I'm not going to execute any trade here because if I enter short at the previous candle and I have a stop loss here, that means there is 120 pips stop loss. For 3-to-1 trade, 120 pips stop loss, I need to go for about 360 pips to take profit. Now, what's the issue with that? If I look at the average true range indicator, and why am I looking at this? To see on average how much movement this currency pair has the potential to run on a single day. And on average, it moves about, based on this number here, 85 pips. If I will have an average move of 85 pips, and I need to run a distance of 360 pips, maybe I have to stay within that trade for about 10 days, 10 trading days. For me, paying that commissions and fees is too much, and swaps is too much. And I don't consider this as a huge opportunity to enter short. Therefore, I will be waiting for today's candle. If it's going to be something like an inside candle with a small range of high and low, I will be considering this as more advantage opportunity to short it. And again, that's because I trade on the daily chart. That's because I trade that specific setup. And the ATR, it's a part of my rule, not as the indicator trying to spot divergence or convergence, or not at all. That's not the purpose of this indicator. Regardless, you can spot divergence and all this stuff, but this indicator is useful purely to measure based on the previous 14 days of movement, the average potential move for the day. Then we have the RSI. If someone looks at the RSI indicator, RSI is good to spot market trend changes before they happen based on the sentiment. And what do we see here? That market make equal high, and the indicator fails to make at least equal or higher high, and we have a lower high here. not higher low, a lower high. So that's what we call bearish or negative divergence. And when the RSI is above 70, it considered as an overbought. And with bearish divergence and overbought RSI supported by the price, it sounds as a good opportunity. Okay, that's how we use the RSI. So I'm not looking to buy the breakout on the pound USD. I also gave you some brief explanation about how to read the RSI and the ATR for those who are interested. Next is the Euro US dollar. Euro US dollar, we broke upside on Friday, and we have this bullish candle. Now, as we break outside of the trend line, of the down trend line, we potentially can start looking for buys if we have this higher high and higher low. But for more aggressive traders, and I consider myself a little bit more aggressive trader, I will not wait for a higher low. If I see the price decline somewhere here on the previous inside support, which is also about 50% of the impulse move, I will be looking for a bullish engulfing to buy it. But for now, to sell it, I'm not that interested. Australian dollar against the US dollar. It's stuck in this range. We bounced from this very, let's say, narrow support. And we are looking to see continuation either to the downside or break to the upside. Because we are within this range, we don't go and trade between this very narrow distance, unless you go to the 5 minutes or 15-minute charts and try to sell the top and buy the bottom based on some price action or some divergences. But ideally, as we are currently, actually, we used to be in a steep downward trend line, but now we broke outside of the trend line. And what's the difference between this trend line breakout with the Euro US dollar trend line breakout? The difference is that after the price broke outside of this downtrend line on the Australian dollar US dollar, the price didn't make a new high or a new low. Remember, Euro US dollar, it broke outside of the downward trend line, but it made a higher than the previous high. That's a swing in the market. Here, we don't see any high or any low. So it's in a very messy situation. So I will be avoiding to do anything with this market. Kiwi, New Zealand against the US dollar. We have a high, we have a low, we have a low. Here it's a potential buy from a trend line, upward trend line. In the middle of this area, not interested. USDJPY, it was a nice trade for me and for those who took that trade last week. Let me flip it to the bar chart, to the candles. So what do we have now? Let's check this trend line, this uptrend line here. So this trend line, this uptrend line, the steeper one, let's call it num T1, penetrated to the down, to the penetrated. Anyway, we have decisively closed. So I'm expecting, if this breakout is valid, to see the price move lower. And if we consider now that this is the lower low, the swing, so that's the swing. If the price breaks below this swing, then we're going to have a new lower low in the market. Then we can trade until this area. But there is an obstacle here. if you check the Fibonacci retracement potential areas, we are currently at 50%, and the 61.8% match with this support here. So there are two areas that they can act as support in the effort of the price to move lower. Keep that in mind, okay? If you are selling, I shorted from the top here because of the bearish divergence of the bearish engulfing, and I took a 3-2-1 by the time the price came to that support. Keep that in mind. So bias for this one, there is some room to short it, but not on the daily chart. And let me check on the 4-hour chart, bearish engulfing here. Yeah, it has 2-2-1 with this bearish engulfing potentially on the 4-hour chart. USD Canadian dollar, USD CAD, it's a little bit tricky, this one. Now we have these very narrow swings. We had this downtrend line, but now we have this resistance. It printed a nice bearish engulfing on Friday. I didn't look to trade this bearish engulfing. You see, bearish engulfing takes first the high of the previous candle and then penetrates the body of the candle. Now, the reward to risk wasn't favorable. That's why I didn't enter the trade, because the distance from here to there, based on the ATR and based on the next support, is not a 3-2-1 in my favor. That's why I didn't enter the trade. Although it looks a good setup here, to be honest. Let me read some comments. Rumen said, good morning to everyone. Good morning, Rumen. Polde, good morning, Polde. Magail, good morning, Magail. Raquel, hello. Thanks for joining us. Good morning. Radu asked, what about the DAX? Evgeny said, good morning, my friend. Palmier and Zabarayat, good morning, both Palmier and Zabarayat. Williams, good morning, Theo, good morning, Williams. X-Man, I'm okay, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. I cannot find the name. Harbert, good morning. Can you give analysis on gold, please? Yes, of course, Harbit, I will do that. So, Sanjik, I'm selling. I want to sell the euro yen. Okay, we're going to have a look. Could you check the Hong Kong 50? William asked. We will do it. We try to do it at the end. So, EURJPY. For me, it still have some room to sell it, but on the lower time frames, not on the higher time frames, because the next strong support can be this one here. And what if the market bounces from here and push higher? On the 4-hour chart, though, that's not a bearish engulfing, so I'm not interested into that. I believe on the hourly or 15-30-minute charts, nice price action setups can be useful to sell the EURJPY. Pound JPY, pretty much the same. It's a little bit hard to identify something here, but okay, this is a support. That's the recent support. Market can bounce off from here. Australian dollar, JPY. You see, I had an arrow to buy here that never gave us a signal, so I didn't buy. Now we have a clear lower low. We have a lower high. So on the 1-hour chart, guys, on the daily chart, to see a lower highs and lower lows, maybe it's going to take 3 weeks to 1 month to see a trend. But on the 15-minute chart, we can see a trend 2 or 3 trends within the same day. So that's the difference. We need to apply more patience on the daily chart. And now we have lower low, lower low, and lower high. We can draw a downtrend line, and we can wait for the market to retrace to find some bearish engulfing and enter, or any other catalyst you use. But here is the thing. It's been a while we were trying to find opportunity in this market. First, we are keen to buy. Now we are seeing another opportunity to sell it based on the market structure that changed. And what if the price retraces back, but it doesn't give us the catalyst we are looking for to sell it? What should we do? Should we get upset? Should we start selling randomly? Should we go to another currency pair and try to force an opportunity just to revenge the market? No, the answer is no, we don't do that. Okay. So we will be waiting patiently for retracement. But if you are trading 5 minutes, 15-minute chart, then you don't need to wait for retracement on the daily chart, of course. You just simply go to your 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and you find your catalyst to sell. CAD JPY, another bearish engulfing from resistance played out well. Now the market broke this uptrend line, therefore we can see some more continuation to the downside. And same with the New Zealand JPY. Let's check the gold, and then we go to the DAX. Gold, here is the gold. With the gold, last week we have a pair of minimum activity. You can see the body of the previous week's candle. On the daily chart, we are seeing this pattern. Someone can identify this as a inverse head and shoulder pattern. I won't identify this as an inverse head and shoulder pattern because the duration of the inverse head and shoulder pattern, or head and shoulder pattern, it has to be minimum because it's a reversal pattern. It has to be minimum at least 1.5 months. But here it's just within a month and it's not that strong. But by all means, if we see the price break above this resistance, then we will start looking for longs. But for now, mainly the market is in a very messy area. If you ask me today to trade, I wouldn't trade personally because there is no clarity. The market bounced from this resistance and it got rejected, and we are below this resistance. The buyer didn't manage to close above this area when it traded that high on Friday. So as retail trader, I want clarity to trade and not to try and be the one who is gonna go with a breakout at this sideways move. Even you can see the candles, they stick next to each other. They don't deviate like this one here and this one here and this one here to show some clarity. But overall, we are in a lower high and lower low. So overall is short. Short term is based on this candle is long, but it rejected resistance. Many factors, they don't support each other. WTI on the weekly chart, if you like the WTI, we have this resistance. We can see this resistance here. The market can climb a bit higher. And then we have this support. DAX. Candle lines. Here it's a support. The market is trading at this support now. Let's check the 4-hour chart. It literally touched the support. So if buyers, they're going to step in and aggressively buy this market, we don't know. But what can we see on the hourly chart is that we are 3 minutes before the London Open, and after the market touched the support, we don't see any activity. It's like a minimal activity. Now, anything can happen. Remember, it's Monday morning. The market is about to open, and volatility can really spike on the DAX. 5-minute chart, we have this swing. One minute. So I will go for a sell stop below this swing low on the 5-minute. You can see it here. And I will go for a buy stop above this high, but the buy stop, I will place it in about 1.5 minutes, because now, before the London Open, it will trigger it, most likely. So let's stay a bit focused on the DAX for now. Couple of minutes before the market open. Oh, Cherry, thank you so much. My goodness, guys, I was looking at Dow Jones 40. DAX, here is the DAX. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Cherry, for mentioning that, because it happened to me another time. So guys, 5-minute chart. I will go for a buy stop here. And the sell stop below this 5-minute swing. Now, remember, let's see if we're going to get triggered to the upside or to the downside. X-Man, thank you also for pointing out. Yes, I was looking at the Dow Jones. I don't know why I get confused with the Dow Jones and the DAX. It happened one more time, to be honest. So that's the Dow Jones. Better to move the Dow Jones a little bit away from the chart. What about Bitcoin? Daily chart, it's still fluctuating here, not any kind of major move to the upside or to the downside, although based on this pattern here, we expect to see some more continuation to the upside. On the DAX, I got triggered to the upside, so I canceled the sell order. Let's see, already 11 points, so I'm out of the trade. It's still moving higher. If you are still in the trade, guys, I just closed the position. It's 12 points higher than where we bought it. Maria asked Theo, which one is the platform for stereo trader? Maria, I haven't used that before. Sorry, I can't help you with that. I think it's the MT5. How about TeamViewer or TradingView, Maria? If you are referring about TradingView, we are waiting as well. I hope so that it's going to be implemented soon, July, August, something like that. Rumen said 10 points for FTSE. Thank you, Theo. You are very welcome, Rumen. All righty, guys. I think that's all from me today. I would like to wish to everyone to have a fantastic day ahead. And I'll be looking forward to see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much and have a great day.